Well, it's that time of year once again where all eyes are on Nintendo for when they may reveal the next official Nintendo Direct presentation that is likely shaping up to be sometime in the beginning or middle portion of February if you just look at their calendar historically. However, with being in this season, you have a lot of different people online looking for any kind of evidence to suggest that we are around the corner from an official announcement. And in today's video, we need to deep dive and have a discussion around a couple interesting updates for Nintendo Switch listings on the eShop, in addition to retail pre-orders coming back, and break down and discuss whether or not us Nintendo fans should be setting our expectations for an official Nintendo Direct presentation to be revealed anytime soon. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon if you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As mentioned, guys, today we are breaking down and discussing all things with Nintendo Direct and the likelihood that we are around the corner from this thing being officially revealed, because first off, before we discuss any of the evidence that could point to Nintendo likely being close to revealing an official date, and things lining up in their store to back that up, you just have to look at Nintendo's history with these presentations. It has been since September last year that we've gotten any kind of major new Nintendo game announcements in the form of a direct presentation, and we know that they want to continue to build hype for the Nintendo Switch games lineup now that we are in 2023, and a first of the year direct should always be expected as a Nintendo fan, because since they've started doing these things, they have stuck to that every single year. And the most likely month for that presentation to take place, if you look at their calendar for when they've done it before, is in the early to middle part of February, with just a couple one-off years where they've actually held it in January or March. But for the most part, Nintendo likes the month February for this event, and that is also where I am setting my expectations in terms of when to expect this thing. But the reason that you now have more and more news articles and videos popping up online around this is due to an interesting eShop update that has taken place for a couple different titles, and one of these titles is actually getting updated on multiple storefronts that we will discuss. But you can see the following article posted up over on My Nintendo News that outlines Canada. Speculation grows for the Direct as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Advance Wars 1+2 eShop IDs updated. We are nearing that time of year for a new Nintendo Direct presentation to inform us of Nintendo's upcoming release schedule for 2023, with all important release date updates for certain games. Speculation for one to arrive soonish has amplified today, as it was discovered that some software IDs on the Canadian Nintendo Switch eShop have been updated. This includes Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp and the long-awaited The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is currently scheduled for release on Friday, May 12th, though this could well change. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which is co-developed by WayForward and Nintendo, was originally scheduled for a December 2021 release, but the game was pushed back due to the Russian military invasion of Ukraine. There is a possibility that the Advance Wars collection could well be shadow dropped with a quick tweet. If we hear anything about a Nintendo Direct presentation, we will of course let you all know. Now, you can also then read the quick headline that Walmart and other retailers have started listing Advance Wars Reboot Camp again. So it's pretty much no secret at this point that Nintendo is making moves behind the scenes to get both of these games ready for their ultimate release. And while I would like to say that this eShop update and even the retail listings popping up for Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp popping up maybe signifies that it is a Direct around the corner and that this is clear evidence that Nintendo is gearing up for a Direct, I honestly feel like this is more of a uncorrelated update, and I am just going to go off of Nintendo's history of always putting on a presentation to set my expectations on the Direct, and not necessarily these behind the scenes updates to the eShop's digital listing IDs and the retailers, because I think you do that either way. I honestly do believe that Nintendo could just surprise shadow drop Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp on a tweet, or at least give us the official release date, because hopefully with all of these retailers now updating the game, we should be able to expect both a digital and physical release to fully be supported. There was once upon a time some speculation that Nintendo may indeed scrap the entire physical option, but I do think that with it popping up at retailers all around the globe right now, we should hear something about this game soon with an official release date, and I don't think that it necessarily has to be at a Direct presentation. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, on the other hand, is in a little bit of a different and interesting scenario, because we don't know how Nintendo's going to really approach the marketing behind this game with all eyes on it, and how big of a deal it is to follow up the most successful first ever open world Zelda game at that, and capitalize on the sales sales momentum of this thing in a big way? Do they reveal to us a lot of story elements and gameplay details? And do they do that in a separate standalone Zelda Tears of the Kingdom focused Nintendo Direct? I am not opposed to that, but I also don't think that it's necessarily needed. Or do they just give us one more lengthy trailer at the next February Nintendo Direct, and then they follow it up with some kind of 20-minute treehouse gameplay presentation where they deep dive some of the new mechanics? That's entirely a possibility too. Or do they stay a little bit more quiet with the Zelda game than they typically do with other big releases and actually leave a lot of mystery on the table other than your general overview trailers and launch trailers that you expect to see dropped leading into the weeks of its ultimate release? I am leaning more towards the thought process that we will just get another updated trailer at a traditional Direct with Tears of the Kingdom, hopefully a show opener and not a closer, because it's been the show closer for quite a number of Directs now, and I would definitely like to see some brand new major big game reveal be the show closer instead. Since we know we are really close to finally playing Tears of the Kingdom, I would like a curveball brand new Mario game announcement or Donkey Kong game announcement, or heck, even just a quick look at what Metroid Prime 4 actually looks like would definitely do it and put it over the top for me personally at the next Direct. But we are certainly approaching the time frame where we can safely set our expectations to hear something officially from Nintendo anytime in the next few weeks. It could be as soon as the week we're in or the week following. I mean, we should really expect a Monday or Tuesday announcement with a Wednesday or Thursday air date for Nintendo's next mainline presentation. And until we do officially hear anything from Nintendo, just be well aware that you are going to see a ton of talk and hype and speculation around it online, because Nintendo fans, when we've been in a drought of new information and new announcements from the big end, they start looking at every single place on the internet in terms of evidence for what and when Nintendo is officially planning with new updates. So I really want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, all your personal thoughts and speculation around this. Do you think that the eShop listings being updated, and now even these physical retailers relisting Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom pre-orders and things, do you think that that is a clear-cut indication that we should be expecting a Direct the next week or two? Or do you just, like me, kind of think that it's naturally time for a Direct presentation to take place, and they may or may not even need to feature Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp at this thing? And do you think that it will be indeed shadow dropped or just surprise release date tweeted out online with the trailer? Or do you think that they actually spend a decent amount of time on it at the next Direct presentation, and that's where we finally learn the release date? And bonus question, which game franchises as a whole are you most hopeful to see at the Direct presentation? And do you think this will be a stacked one full of many hype 2023 game announcements, or more just updates on existing titles that we know with just a couple small new game announcements, maybe nothing to get too super hyped about? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.